Hey YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. You joined me 6 months after the last video. It's taken that long to get round to putting something out there, although it's been on my mind. The last video took us up to October, so just as we enter in summer, we're nearly at the end of autumn now. It's May 2024. But I want to start where I left off on the last video, which is here. And this tree stump is the tree that was dying, unfortunately, and that had been here for probably quite a long time. Had to come down. It was a risk to the house. It was dropping branches all over the place. So this job got done shortly after the last video 6 months ago. So let's take a look at that, and you can see the tree coming down for yourself and the work that was done there. Here we go.
Look, here we go. Oh, look, it's rocking.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's coming down. It's coming.
Oh, that rocked the house. Oh no! It knocked over the tree house.
And it's down.
So absolute huge job with bringing that tree down. I've now filled out the divots that it left in the grass, and I've just mown it today. It's a Sunday today. I've been busy with lots of jobs around the property because we've had lots of rain for the last 2 weeks, which has caused a bit of trouble, but you'll see that in the next video. This is going to be the update for November through to January, so the Christmas time period. What did we do inside the house? Well, we painted the entire internal side of the house again. Before Christmas was loads of rain, so I got all that done. The tree came down, as you saw, along with the tree house and the swing, so that's all done. And all of the wood we put down to the bottom paddock to dry out over the rest of the summertime, and then we've had the log splitter on it for autumn as the temperature's dropping overnight, to get our wood burning fire on. So that's worked really well. So the other thing to update you on is that Cookie, our puppy, who you met in the last video, he did his puppy training school and graduated from that around December time. He's a lot bigger now, but I'll save the latest updates of what he looks like for the next video, which will be the autumn update, which will come in the next couple of weeks. In the meantime though, I'll show you what we got up to during the summertime. So then Christmas time, well, we had a great time next door here at our neighbour's house. We had slip and slide all the way down this hill, and we fully enjoyed that for Christmas. It's quite a different Christmas, obviously, with it being summertime here. The chickens are still going, and we'll do a proper update on the next video, but notice I've had to put some netting across the top and try to block off some of their escape routes, because they kept getting out either over the top or digging underneath the fence. But all 5 are still going strong, producing a lot of eggs in that period of time. During the summer months, we were getting 1 egg per day, so about 5 eggs every day for that period of time. And then the vegetable plots did amazingly well. So even though I've got no idea what I'm doing, something actually grew, more than just one thing. So we had tomatoes, melons, cucumbers, you name it. We had everything that we planted basically worked somehow. So here's the vegetable patch, and we planted all of these cucumbers that were prolific. We had so many, and way too many that we could eat ourselves, so we were looking to give them away, give some of the some of the ones to the chickens as well to feed them. But as you can see, they really took off, and we ended up with an abundance of cucumbers. We planted a few different kinds of tomatoes, cherry tomatoes and Russian black tomatoes, as well as beefsteak tomatoes. They did amazingly well, and we probably planted again too many, too close to each other, but we got so many tomatoes, and obviously they were much better than anything you can get in the supermarket. Our corn, however, didn't really work. Our sweet corn didn't kind of come out in the harvest. There's our beef tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes, and I think that was a black Russian tomato there. You've obviously got to get them off the ground pretty quickly. Next up are melons. Rock melons did really well. All our melons did well in total. We planted 3 different varieties. Those were our rock melons. We did honeydew melons, which were absolutely delicious, and not usually a huge fan of melon, but the ones that we grew ourselves and picked in the mornings to have with breakfast were absolutely brilliant. So the melons did amazingly well. Next up, we had these dwarf green beans. You can just see them there on some of these plants. And then we've got some capsicums, or peppers if you like. They were really, really good chopped up in salads. They were like sweet kind of peppers. Next, we're going to move on to zucchinis, and you can see the zucchini flowers at the end of them there. And we had loads of those. These were also really good. So we did really well, considering that we've got no idea what we're doing and we've never grown anything before. These pickling cucumbers, these like gherkins, we used to get a lot of these as well, dice them up and put them into like a brine and have them with burgers off the barbecue. And again, they went down really, really well. Next up, we had these aubergines or eggplants, the Lebanese variety. Had so many of them, but they weren't that great for eating. They were full of seeds. We did give it a go. Didn't really work that well. We've also got these small capsicum plants that were here when we bought the house. These do really, really well over the spring, summer. And we get a huge amount of these little peppers, as well as these chilies, which also, this tree also came with the house. And the fruit and the vegetables, obviously, that it produce, really good, much better than supermarket stuff. We haven't done much with it over autumn, but I'm planning on planting some stuff for the winter months. So, see, the weather's beautiful today for this time of year. Early 20s in terms of temperature, 20 degrees. We've had 2 weeks of rain. Lots of kind of localized flooding with the amount of rain that we've had. Again, I'll show you some of the shots of that in the next video. For the autumn update, along with the bridge that I've now got to fix as well, and we've got a few other updates around the house that we're going to cover in autumn. Other than that, you can see I have mown the grass this morning, which was long overdue, even though it doesn't grow too much at this time of year. One of the mowers was broken, so that got ferried off about 3 months ago to get serviced and cleaned up and checked over, and a few new parts. So that came back just this week. And I've put that to use while the second mower, which was actually running but needed a service, went back off to the mowing shop as well, so that'll be back soon. Other than that, that's all the updates for the summertime. Keep watching for the next video in the next 2 weeks, which will give you a more in-depth view, and I'll walk you around some of the other upgrades that we've done around the outside of the house, and I'll also show you Cookie and Gem and show you the size he's got to as well.